What's this ant? What's that? I've never seen an ant like that.
Oh, he's got jaws.
Whoa, sure does. Okay, we gotta get a closer look at this. Oh, here we go, jar. Okay, I don't need the net. Look at that. He's got like, it's like a hammerhead ant. You guys see that? Here, let me see if I can get it. That is, I mean, it looks like it bites, but I wonder if it stings. I've never seen an ant like this. Okay, see if we'll just crawl up. This is a good, got him.
Whoa.
Whoa, what is this? Whoa. Guys, get in here tighter with the camera. Can you get a shot of those mandibles?
Yeah, those are huge.
Whoa. It looks a lot like a bulldog ant, a little bit smaller, but like same body shape. I wonder if it stings. All right, let me try something real quick. I had a feeling I might need these. Let's see if we can spot a stinger. If we spot a stinger, this might be our creature for this video. Whoa, look at that. Oh yeah, I see a stinger flying. Oh yeah, definitely stinging away. Like its mandibles go all the way out 90 degrees. Looks like it's like a hammerhead ant. That is crazy. Man, I think we might hit the jackpot with this, guys. You hear that? That thing just snapped. Let's see if we can get cell signal. I want to find out what this is. Guys, I don't have service. We're gonna take this ant with us, mark this location. We're gonna head back up with our, I'm calling it the hammerhead ant for now, to see exactly what it is that we just discovered. Let's go. There we go. Woo! All right, finally got some service. Let's see what we got. Guys.
What is it, Mark?
I think we got a good one. You guys will take a guess at what this ant is named? It's not a hammerhead ant, just to give you a hint. What do you think?
The vice grip ant.
That's pretty close, actually. What do you think, Asa? Anything?
The jaw cutter?
Jaw cutter, no. I like that name though. It could easily have been that. However, is this the ant? That's the ant, right? Right there?
That looks just like it.
Okay, you guys are gonna love this name. Drum roll, please. What we have found this morning is the trap jaw ant. And get this, it has the fastest bite of any animal on the planet. That's what we were hearing this morning. That clicking sound is because they are able to shut their jaws at such velocity that it makes an audible clicking noise. I cannot believe I've never heard of this species before. And I'm reading here that it has the fastest appendage of any animal, let alone the jaws, the fastest appendage of any animal, snapping its jaws shut at 145 miles an hour. Everything's talking about the bite though. Let me make sure it can sting. Oh, here we go. Yes, we were right. We were seeing a stinger. It can absolutely sting. In fact, here's a quick article. It says top 25 most painful stings in the world. Right there, trap jaw ant. This is a perfect candidate for today's mystery creature for the bite sting index. Let's go set up our table and get into it. All right, got our table. Got a few things in my pack that I need to get out. Okay, don't need that. Do need a couple of things though. First things first, it's a nice little, it's probably a better capsule for that ant. Got some forceps. And most important thing, first aid. Oh, can't forget the adventure fuel. Get a little drink. Oh yeah, man. Stuff really helps so much after hiking all day. All right, need to get all important. Got the EpiPen. This is just in case we have any kind of allergic reaction. Every venom's different. Everybody reacts differently to venom, so I want that on standby. Now I want to transfer this trap jaw ant into a little bit better container so we can get really good footage of it. Okay. Oh man, they're fast when they want to be. Hear that click? Oh man. Now we can see you. You know, it's not the biggest ant ever. I mean, it's certainly not a bullet ant, but the fact that it's rated one of the top 25 stings in the world, it must have pretty potent venom. Now that I'm able to get a closer look at this ant, I can really appreciate how truly bizarre it is. What an unusual creature. It has a super flattened head, almost like a football shape, very alien looking. Its head is so strange. Oh, and it's got like this spiked mouth part that it's sticking out, like a proboscis. I wonder if that's gonna be able to make the pain of the bite worse. Whoa, super unusual. And then it has these really long antennae, almost making it look like it has an extra set of legs. You can easily see how this animal could be mistaken for a spider if you didn't know what you were looking at. But I'm ready to get it out of the container and get a closer look at those jaws. I mean, the fastest appendages in the world. Here we go. This is actually gonna be really hard to get a good grip on this ant. As soon as I get the forceps close, they get really flighty. Let's see if I can put it on the table, stay up. Just don't want to go through the crack. See how fast it is? Gosh, it's so fast. Oh gosh. No, no, no. Oh, geez, its jaw snapped so fast it popped it back. Oh no, we lost it. We lost it. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, let's see if I can. Look at that. Here, get a shot of that. Look at that. Okay, got it. I don't know for how long. This is very challenging to hold. This ant's exoskeleton is super tough and very slick. These forceps do not want to hold it, but look at that. You can definitely see that stinger going. Look at it fishing around. Let's talk about how we're going to rank the trapjaw ant on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. It's going to be ranked on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. So at the end of this video, we will combine all 3 of those factors rated from 1 to 10 into a final Brave Wilderness BSI, a Bite Sting Index for the trapjaw ant. In terms of intimidation, ants, you know, they're small, right? But they're also mighty. And for an ant with the fastest jaws, the fastest bite in the world, I am super intimidated right now. And I also know this is one of the top 25 stings in the world. Just that knowledge alone and seeing how fast those jaws can snap, where I can hear them like a pop, we're gonna get a good score right off the bat. The pain, we're gonna figure out just here in a second. As far as the aftermath goes, we're gonna monitor the bite and the sting for the next 2 days to see how bad the swelling, the itching, and all those damage effects are. Starting to get a little sweaty, the nerves are hitting. It's time to officially enter the bite and sting zone with the trapjaw ant. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ah, yeah, the stinger's in. You see that sting? Ah! Oh yeah, that burns. Yeah. That stinger's stuck in there. Oh yeah, okay, okay. I didn't take a good bite. I didn't take a good bite yet. Hang on, let's just give him. Okay, yeah, yeah, that, okay, yeah, okay, got a bite. All right, I know what it feels like now. Okay, hang on. Hang on.
You okay, Mark?
It's building. That burns really bad. So these stings have 3 distinct phases. 1, when you first get hit, there's like an instant searing. Definitely feel the stinger go in and the immediate burn. But then the burning starts to build. That's really phase 2. And that's when it gets a little scary, because you don't know how high that flame is gonna rise. And then you see the redness and the swelling. You can even see the swelling that's starting to happen here in my wrist, and definitely the swelling around the sting. It looks like I got hit a couple of small stings. It was tucked up underneath. It hit me once up here, maybe once right there, but you can see where it did the most damage, right in the center of that sting. You can see there's a little bit of blood coming to the surface. I definitely took a good pop from the stinger. I intentionally took another bite at the end so I could test the bite, and I think we're ready. It's time to put the trapjaw ant on the Bite Sting Index. Here we go. On intimidation, the trapjaw ant is super bizarre, but is quite small. That said, those snapping jaws do look capable of slicing through skin, and the popping sound it can make is very alarming. Also, I know firsthand just how bad an ant bite can be. It's also worth mentioning that helping its score is knowing that this is ranked as a top 25 sting in the world, which definitely put me on edge. All things considered, I give it a 5 out of 10 on intimidation. For pain, the sting proved to be worse than the bite. This ant sting burned immediately, injecting my forearm with searing heat. At first, it was a similar feeling to the bullet ant, but not nearly as painful. As for the bite, it was just a very sharp pinch. In total, for pain, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. The aftermath of the trap jaw ant was painful, but manageable, leaving behind only mild swelling and redness 2 days later, and falling far short of the bone-crushing pain of the bullet ant. So for that, I only give it a 4.5 out of 10. All things combined, this ant ranks at a 5.3 on the Brave Wilderness BSI, because its snap turns out to be much louder than its bite. Holy crap, are you guys rolling? Look at this. That is a CowKiller. We literally were out here filming me getting stung by a giant desert hairy scorpion, and we were taking a break, and I came over to this pasture and I saw this CowKiller scurrying around. Oh, they're fast. They're super fast. Got it. Woo! All right, I think it's my turn to go arm to stinger with one of the most painful stinging insects on the planet, the CowKiller of Arizona. Let's go, guys. The CowKiller is what the velvet ant is called in the United States because they are often found in cow pastures, and their sting is said to be so horrible that it's painful enough to kill a cow. We don't even have to set up the sting table. It's already set up. Luckily, the sting of that giant desert hairy scorpion wasn't that bad. Oh my God, the venom spray, did you see that? So I'm gonna be able to hopefully endure one more before we head home. This is the insect responsible for our most famous viral video ever, with over 83 million views. But I haven't yet taken the sting from this one. Okay, let me get back here.
You all right?
And not only am I going to attempt this sting test, but I will also be putting the most famous sting in Brave Wilderness history on our brand new and improved Bite Sting Index, where I will rank this sting on intimidation, pain, and aftermath, ranking each from 1 to 10, and then taking the average score to see where the CowKiller falls on the official Brave Wilderness BSI. So the first impressions of this CowKiller, which is a velvet ant, is that it looks a lot different than the CowKiller that stung coyote years ago. It has the exact same patterning and fur, but instead of a red abdomen, it has almost like a burnt orange coloration. And that's the cool thing about velvet ants. They come in a variety of shapes, patterns, and colors. And velvet ant species can be found all over the Americas, but I happen to think the ones here in the southwestern United States are some of the coolest looking of all the species. It's called a velvet ant, but it's not a species of ant at all. In fact, it is a wingless wasp. The males of this species actually have wings and fly around, but they don't have stingers. Only the female velvet ants have stingers, so we know because this one doesn't have wings, it's definitely gonna be able to give me a sting. Now, I have been stung by another species of velvet ant before, the panda ant, where I was the first person to ever document being stung by this species down in Chile. Ooh, yeah, okay. Definitely took a really good sting and a bite. I saw a lot of the comments. People were asking, hey, how does that stack up to the velvet ant in Arizona? And I didn't know because I've never been stung by one. Well, I'm about to find out, and so are all of you. Oh man, the reality of this just set in. I have the sting kill out. I will treat this sting with the sting kill as well. This is not a paid ad. This is just something I'm curious about. Of course, I've got an EpiPen just in case I have any kind of crazy allergic reactions. This is a first aid device that will help me get to emergency medical attention should I need it. Hopefully this is just a lot of pain and we don't have to go down that route. And with that, let's get a look at the stinger of this insect. So this is always the tricky part, getting a grip. And they're called the indestructible insect because their exoskeleton, their body, is so strong. It is way stronger than most insects. So I'm not gonna be able to crush it or hurt it whatsoever. Oh, you guys hear that? I already heard something that I was curious about. These insects have the ability to actually emit a squeak that's called stridulation. It's a warning distress signal, an alarm siren, if you will. And this one, I just heard it. Hear that? You guys hear it? Get your cameras close. You'll be able to hear it. Not quite as noisy as the panda ant, but you can definitely hear it. But don't worry, I'm not hurting this insect at all. Now the stinger, look at how long it is. Oh my gosh, look at that stinger. The stinger of the CowKiller is one of the longest stingers of all insects. In fact, to the body size ratio, it has the longest stinger of any stinging insect on the planet. Wow. And because this one is bigger, that stinger is much larger than the panda ant I was stung by in Chile. Wow, that stinger is seriously large. Okay, I think it is time to test out the sting of this fuzzy little insect. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to attempt to let the CowKiller sting me on its own. In order to do that, we're going to put it back in the container, and I'm going to just place it right on the usual spot. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, I can feel the fuzz. Oh, abdomen's like right against my skin. This is nerve-wracking. I can see the CowKiller's trying to get out of the glass. Just as I thought, not gonna sting on its own. Here we go, I'm gonna flip it over. Woo! All right, hang on. Whew. That gets your nerves going. Whew. Okay. All right, so you don't really need to worry about taking a sting from this insect unless you really antagonize it by trying to grab it or hold it with a pair of forceps and let it sting you that way, which is what I'm about to do next, because I'm very curious how it stacks up to the velvet ants of South America. Moment's setting in and I'm actually gonna take a sting. All right, let's get a good grip. Just gonna get it right on the back there. There we go. Okay, it's getting warm. She's getting fired up. You can see where I had the glass placed earlier to prove that she wasn't gonna sting me on her own, but she's definitely gonna sting me now. That stinger is firing. You guys got your shot? I'm gonna do it right in the center of that sting zone. All right, I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the velvet ant, the CowKiller of the Southwest. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah, she's biting me. Nothing yet. I got that stinger. Oh yeah. Oh, wow. Oh. Whoa. Way. Oh. Yeah. Stinger's in. Wow. Yeah, that is way worse than the panda ant. Way worse.
What's it feel like, Mark?
Oh, it burns. It really burns. Here, I'm gonna put her back. Yeah, that burns. That definitely burns. She nailed me right there. See that? See that red spot? Oh man, that is gonna swell. That is searing pain. Way worse than the panda ant. Like times 10 worse. That is a for real sting. Holy moly. Yeah, that's one of the better ones I've taken. It is, hang on. Wow, I got hit 3 times. 1, 2, 3, the worst one being right there in the middle. And I felt that stinger go all the way in. I mean, probably like at least a 1/4 inch underneath the skin. You can see that there's a little bit of a blood spot, a little bit of redness there from like some hemorrhaging underneath the skin, but you can really see the blotchiness starting to go. I can already tell you right now, the swelling from this tomorrow is going to be so much worse than it is right now, but right now I'm feeling the effects of the venom, the pain, and it is time for me, I think, to get a little bit of sting kill on this sting. Let's go. Hopefully help cool down the burn I'm feeling on my skin. Oh yeah, that's like a dull pain. Cool relief though. Yeah, this sting is way more powerful than the panda ant. I don't know if it's a size thing or if it's just generally the Southwest velvet ants, the CowKillers, are just that much more painful, but that was a wallop. I'm glad to have a little something to help put out the burn from that pain. I can tell you right now though, tomorrow is gonna be the worst day of this. We're gonna have to monitor this thing for the next 24 to 48 hours. I am by no means out of the woods. And now it's time to break down this sting and give the CowKiller its official ranking on the Bite Sting Index. For intimidation, I give the CowKiller a 7.5 out of 10. Even though they are fuzzy and colorful, once you see that stinger all the way out, all bets are off and you know it means business. As for pain, I was super shocked by this one because I thought it would be at least similar to the panda ant. I was definitely wrong. It was many times worse, so I give it an 8 out of 10. Lastly, the aftermath. The swelling and the pain spiked big time in the hours following the sting and well into the next day. While it is by no means a bullet ant, it definitely hurts for a good long while, and I would say the aftermath is much worse than the sting itself, giving it an 8.5 out of 10. That total score gives the CowKiller an official BSI rating of an 8. That is the highest ranking so far, and a lot of bang pow for such a tiny creature. Oh, wants to bite me. I'm actually going to get chomped. Ready? 1, 2, 3. He's biting me. Oh, he's got me good. He's latched. He's latched. He won't let go. Won't let go. Oh, got one. Oh yeah. Woo, yeah. This, believe it or not, is one of the most famous creatures ever featured on the Brave Wilderness channel. That's right, the original Bloodworm video now has over 73 million views. But in that original adventure, we did leave a few things on the table that are definitely worth revisiting. Namely, the venomous bite of this creature. Actually, did Coyote take a bite?
Ow! Yay!
Did it bite you?
He got me!
I got that!
He got me! I felt it. It was a little pinch.
Let me see. Where'd he get you?
Right there, right in the crux of my finger.
I think we can do better than just a pinch for one of the world's only venomous worms. In fact, we learned something very important about this creature between the last adventure and today that's going to help us achieve a bite on camera. But before I go getting myself chomped for this new bloodworm experiment, we need to find a whole lot more worms than just this one. Let's keep digging. Bloodworms hunt for prey in the tidal mudflats of both the Atlantic and Pacific coasts of the United States and Canada. They have also earned the nickname sludge worm, since their habitat consists of thick mud and quicksand that can easily swallow your boots whole. To find these slimy predators, worm diggers use special rakes to quickly peel back mud and reveal worms on the move that can be sold as prize fishing bait. And while they can be difficult to find, some of the best worm diggers in Maine can collect up to 1,000 worms a day, with the largest ones growing up to 15 inches long. After hours of digging and covered head to toe in mud and sweat, we filled a bucket and set the stage for one of the worst bites we've ever filmed. Welcome to the Bloodworm bite table. What I have in front of me here are 5 very large bloodworms. No, these are not your granddad's night crawlers, folks. These are natural born killers. Armed with 4 venomous fangs and an appetite to match, we have been told that these worms pack one heck of a bite. Some people say that it's like a bee sting, and locals have even told us that they've seen worm diggers crawling out of the mudflats in near tears from being bitten by these carnivorous worms. But there is one key piece of information that we learned from the original Bloodworm video to today, and that is you can actually head a bloodworm. Similar to how a herpetologist would head a venomous snake to keep it from biting them, I will actually attempt to grab the proboscis once it shoots out and then intentionally inflict my first bite. And yes, I said first bite. There's gonna be more than one. Now what I'm going to try to do is head the proboscis, and while I'm attempting to do this, let's review some of the most interesting facts about this bizarre marine oddity. The bloodworm is a venomous segmented worm that hunts invertebrates and other marine creatures. Armed with 4 razor-sharp fangs and a projectile mouth called a proboscis, They are voracious predators and are as aggressive as they are bizarre. One of the most shocking things about these worms is how normal they can appear and then in a split second transform into one of the most alien-looking life forms you've ever seen. And as if this wasn't creepy enough, things get even worse. Once the bloodworm has its prey ensnared in those hooked jaws, it will inject it with a paralyzing venom that incapacitates the victim so it can be digested and eaten alive. This venom is chemically similar to that of a scorpion and is known to cause severe reactions in humans, including burning, tissue damage, and anaphylactic shock. Please do not attempt what you're about to see. Oh, almost got it. Ah, I missed it. Oh, come on. All right. I got it. Oh, wants to bite me. That is the proboscis of one of the biggest bloodworms I have ever seen. Holy moly. That's over a foot, for sure. Okay, time to get bitten by one of the only venomous worms on the planet, the bloodworm. Got a good hold on it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh! Yeah! Oh, God, he's on me. Oh, look at that. Ah, he won't let go. Ah, he won't let go. Oh! Ah! Oh, he's in. Oh, he's really on there, guys. I can't get him off. He's biting me. Oh, he's got me good. Yeah, he got me. Ah, man, didn't break the skin. It was definitely latched into me, but its fangs I don't think are long enough to break the skin of my finger. I wonder if I try on a softer part. Let's try my wrist. It's a little bit thinner there, a little bit softer. All right, here we go. Let's go in for the second bite on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Oh, yep. See him tug on the skin? Ah, he's latched. He's latched. Ah, yeah. Oh, I can't get him off. Yeah, he's got me. You see that? Ah, keep rolling, keep rolling. I'm gonna try to pry him off. He's really latched on. Come on, let go, let go. Ah, he won't let go. Oh, he won't let go. Gotta get him off. Ah. Oh. Oh yeah. That was a full-on bloodworm bite. Boy, that burns. Gosh, you get that shot?
Got
Those
it.
fangs were all the way latched in. Oh. Oh, that burns. Ooh, man, yes. You can see that there wasn't much blood produced from the bite, but I've got blisters forming, and that's likely due to all the inflammation and swelling. I feel it in the nervous system. My wrist is screaming right now. Super painful burning sensation, a lot like a wasp or a bee sting. Those fangs are like little talons, and it just grabbed right through the skin and did not want to let go. They were like barbs on a fishing hook. They were just in there, and really, I wasn't able to get the worm off until it decided to relax a little bit, and I pried it back. But those fangs are definitely sharp enough. Yikes, that hurt. Now that we've witnessed what a single bloodworm is capable of, let's see what happens when I submerge my hands in over 100 of them. Do bloodworms hunt in packs? We're about to find out. Before I attempt to feed my hands to these four-fanged terrors, let's take a look at what they did to some normal prey from the wild. While related and very similar looking to bloodworms, the sandworm is not nearly as formidable. And after a short time in a small aquarium, we can see they are also very much their food. The venomous bloodworms attacked and broke down the sandworms quickly, and what you're seeing now are signs of both chewing and dismemberment, a clear sign of active predation. If you thought one bloodworm bite was bad, check this out. Whoa! Look at all these worms. That is a container filled with over 100 bloodworms in this tank. and I'm going to attempt to submerge my hands into this tank of bloodworms for 2 minutes, all in an effort to figure out, do bloodworms hunt in packs? Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that feels so weird. Ah, I just took my first bite. Hit me on the pinky. It was a bite and release. Oh, I could feel them. Yeah, I could feel more proboscis going. It's like you could feel them tense up and then poof, it fires out. The anticipation is killing me. If you could see them wriggling, they have their little sensory tips, sensing their environment for anything that they can eat or get those jaws on. Oh, I could see a lot of them are shooting their proboscis out already. They sense something foreign in their environment. I gotta look away. This is like too much anxiety just looking at this container. This has gotta be the creepiest thing I have ever done in my entire life. Just so disgusting, feeling all those worms wriggling around my fingers. One thing that we noticed earlier is that as soon as one of them fires their proboscis, it seems to create a rapid fire effect. They all do it at the same time.
They're going crazy.
They are. Feel them wriggling around my fingers. Oh man, oh yeah. Got another one. Oh my goodness, so creepy. All right, how much time left?
30 seconds left.
All right, this has got to be the longest 2 minutes of my life. 2 minutes feels like an eternity. Oh, the bloodworm bite tank. Oh, this is horrible. Give me a countdown.
5.
Got me again.
3.
That's 3.
2. 1.
Definitely got nailed on the pinky on this side, and I got 2 nips between my fingers, here and here. Definitely got nipped 3 times. Wow, that was weird. What a crazy day on the Brave Wilderness channel. Well, I don't know if we can definitively say that bloodworms like to hunt in packs, but I'll tell you this. They sure don't mind sharing a meal, but man, that original bite, that was a serious, serious chomp from a bloodworm. It is absolutely swollen and very tender to the touch. I have a feeling I'm gonna be in pain for quite a while on that one. And I was absolutely correct. The bite of a bloodworm was no joke and ended up becoming one of the most painful experiences I've endured so far. Overnight, the swelling increased dramatically, and the burning around the bite spread through my hand and up my arm, nearly locking my wrist. Then, days after the initial pain subsided, I had a secondary reaction, where the bite zone flared up with an aggressive rash and itched at least twice as much as poison ivy. In all, it took 3 weeks to heal from the bloodworm venom, and I'm here to officially say the scary rumors of bloodworms are 100% true. So while these creatures are an important part of the intertidal ecosystem and a valued resource for fishing towns across Maine, you absolutely want to avoid their bite at all costs. Ouch! Exclamation point. Here we go. The road to the Congo officially has begun. Like most Brave Wilderness adventures, this journey begins with a trip to the airport. And my first destination isn't actually in Africa at all. I'm headed to Rome for 4 days to acclimate. I'm the only Brave Wilderness team member headed to the Congo. I've got an amazing team that I'm going to be meeting up with in Africa, and I can't wait for you to meet them all. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is the most ambitious expedition I will probably ever go on, certainly that I've ever been on before. It is a rare opportunity to be able to go to a place like the DRC and film within Virunga National Park. Got a tight connection. We got 9 minutes to make our flight. All right, somehow I gotta make it to B24 in 8 minutes.
Like I said, 24 isn't that far away.
5 minutes. Did we miss it? All right, missed the connection. We got a new flight 2 hours from now. What are you gonna do? We're getting on another flight? Life goes on. Here we go. Long flight, lots of reading, lots of in-flight entertainment. See you in Rome. All right, Rome. Made it. Checking in finally. It's been a long journey. So, here we are. We have made it to Rome. I feel like a new person after a shower and some fresh clothes. It's amazing. The goal today is simple. Do not succumb to jet lag. I do not want to take naps. In my opinion, the best way to do that is to stay in motion. If you're ready, I'm gonna fire up the GoPro and hit the streets of Rome. Let's go. First stop, the Colosseum. Check this out. Being in here is unbelievable. Once you get inside, you can truly appreciate just how huge it was, especially for being thousands of years old. I mean, the fact that they could pack in 65,000 people in here. We have a lot of things to see today, so time to head on to the next place. Vespa, Vespa, lots of Vespas. I feel like I'm missing out by not having a Vespa. Total FOMO right now. Now that's a fountain. Cool, Salt Trevi Fountain. There it is, that's the Pantheon. Built over 2,000 years ago. It's still the world's largest unreinforced dome. Really cool, I'm really glad I stopped off at this one. All right, made it to Vatican City. This view is unreal. I'm trying to get to the Vatican Museum to see the Sistine Chapel. That's where we want to head. It's gonna be a lot to see along the way though. Wow. Here it is. There you have it, Sistine Chapel. I would say that is an absolute full day in the city of Rome. I hope you enjoyed this tour. Tomorrow, we head to Africa. The adventure continues tomorrow. Made it through security. Got our tickets. Now we gotta get on our flight. Over and out. See you in Ethiopia. Made it to Addis. All right, so I got some new guests for the vlog. Meet Eric. Eric Lehman, showrunner, BP. We got Taylor over here from Chicago. What's up?
I'm a sound engineer for this project.
The team is assembled. We're just waiting on our flight to Goma. Almost there. This is happening. All right, we are driving through Goma right now. We just got through the airport, through customs. It was a pretty crazy scene in there. It took us quite a while to get through. This is a very interesting drive at night. There's a lot of fires on the side of the road. We are in Goma. We are in the thick of it. Say hi, Tony. That's our Tony, our DP. All right. I think we're at our hotel. Yeah, this is Lake Kivu Lodge. Okay, so just met up with the crew. Had a debrief for tomorrow. Got a good game plan. The ride over to the hotel, as short as it was, I mean, gosh, that was like being in Mad Max. I mean, there were like fires on the streets, just rubble everywhere. Like it's definitely a place that you would not want to go out walking at night. With that being said, I need to get some shut-eye because we're gonna wake up bright and early and hit the road on our way to the gorilla sector of Virunga National Park. It will not be a journey for the faint of heart. This is probably the most dangerous part of this entire trip, believe it or not.
The one thing I will say, this section of the road that we're going on is a dangerous road. It's that simple, okay? People have been killed on it recently. People get kidnapped on it, and it's the real deal, okay? If for any reason we get stopped, there's vehicles stopped or stuck somewhere, and there's a lot of stuff going down, we cannot get away with vehicles, then get out, okay? And get yourself into some sort of cover, depending on where we are, okay? And then at that point, you'll just need to take direction from me on the ground or from the local rangers on the ground.
Got our convoy here. My favorite. The Defender. This is the one that we're going to be driving up to Virunga.
Thought you were calling me the Defender. I got all excited I had a new nickname, but I guess
well, you could be the Defender if you want.
I would love it.
The camera defense. Still a cameraman at heart. You could take You could put the cameraman in front of the camera, but you can't take the cameraman out of the guy. No, we're gonna scrap that lineup. Got a camera too. Everyone's got a camera. I've got cameras, you've got cameras, he's got cameras.
Cameras everywhere.
The cameras all over the
everywhere.
place.
You want cameras? We got cameras. Come on down to the Congo Camera Emporium.
No, don't. But this is Jume, our driver. Jume, the man at the wheel. This is the stretch of road to be concerned about. This is a dangerous road. In fact, we have an armed convoy of Virunga Rangers. They're gonna lead the way, and we're gonna follow them. Here we go. All right, so we got a flat tire here. We're trying to fix. We're in the lava field, so might have punctured on like a lava cinder. This is Mount Nyiragongo. This erupted in May of this year, so just months ago. And you can see the lava flow came down off the mountain and then through this entire area. But what's really critical to what happened with the infrastructure in Goma, you see there's power lines running right across this field, and the lava flow took it out, disrupting power. Really, really sad event that occurred in a place that didn't need another blow. All right, so right now we stopped here in this small village to transfer our gear to this Unimog, huge truck. It's gonna take it to the top of the hill to Kabumba. But while we're here, we met some of the local villagers, and a lot of them are children. They love cameras, they love to be on cameras. I'm gonna like go over here and see if they wanna do a selfie. Let's see. Very good, fist bump. Boom, boom, boom. So here we are at the park gate. Before we even think about going on a gorilla trek, we've got to get to base camp. So got a little bit of a hike ahead of us.
Trek to the trail.
Yep. No, there's no ski lifts at Kabumba, guys. Sorry to say. We made it. Is that for us? Oh, wow, thank you. Cheers to Kabumba. At first light, we'll head up the mountain and we're gonna finally get to see those gorillas. I could not be more excited, and I cannot wait to bring you with me on that experience. Look at that. It's a really special day. It's been a long journey to get here. It's like starting to hit me now. We're all hiking down from base camp to the start of the trailhead. Today, we are going to film our cinematic opening scene for the project. Still waking up. Cinematic Open is a scheduled out narrative that we're going to try to tell through imagery and sounds, more like the opening to Spielberg film, like think Indiana Jones. There's a big debate broiling in the production world. What's more important, picture or sound? Picture or sound, Taylor?
How popular are podcasts right now? They're having their moment, aren't they?
I think we're gonna go with sound.
Taylor,
Yes, sir.
has anybody ever asked you, hey, podcast and chill? No. No.
All right, so we're going picture, sound. Rob,
Yes, man.
from security's perspective, what's more important, picture or sound?
Picture or sound? Oh, that's a tough one. From a security perspective?
Yeah.
I would say both are important
Okay.
in my world.
Yeah, that's a non-answer. Thanks, Rob. Picture or sound? Go.
Oh, I don't want to answer that. It's a combination of both because, you know.
Have you been talking to Rob? Because he gave us a non-answer also. Are you playing the fence?
It's sound.
It's
Sound. I believe sound is more important than picture.
All right, that's from the chief over here. Let's ask the DP. Hey, Tony, picture or sound more important?
As a DP, this is going to be really controversial. Sound, 100%.
Wow.
Without sound, we got nothing.
Sound is winning the straw poll right now. Anyway, we're gonna get started with today. We'll catch up with you on the trail. If you watched the actual episode, you'll know that gorillas are nomadic and they nest in a different place every single day. Entering the jungles of Virunga National Park was like stepping into another world entirely. Completely different from our journey to our base camp, for the first time, I felt like I was in the presence of Africa's most notorious primates. But the risk of danger remained ever present.
They are wild animals. The silverback can believe that you want to catch a baby or to catch a female, If the gorilla charge, do this. Don't try to run. Take a sitting position, look down. When I approach them, I do to tell them that don't be worried and to try to quiet them. Yeah.
Everybody, I want to take a moment to introduce you. This is Papa Augustine. This is our gorilla trekker. Papa's been trekking gorillas for over 25 years here in Virunga. He does this under the pressure of dangerous rebels and other bad actors that have taken advantage of Virunga National Park. But you do it because you love the gorillas.
So because I love gorillas, I have to say, okay, if I die, I die, and if the gorillas are safe, okay, no problem.
And it's worth risking your life to protect the gorillas.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for all the hard work.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark.
All right, well, we just had a lunch down here. We did our cinematic cold open this morning. That's all finished now. Feeling really good about those shots. Now we've got to head up that trail. It's about an hour-and-a-half hike to where the gorillas are today. There's a lot of butterflies around here. I don't know if you can see them flying behind me.
Makes me look pretty.
Sure does. Before long, we found our first piece of evidence we were on the right trail. That's a big steaming pile of
Dung.
dung. Dung. Check this out. You see this? Matted down underbrush? That is a clear indication that mountain gorillas have moved through here and down that trail. So from here on forward, we could see mountain gorillas at any point. We're gonna keep our voices low, our movements deliberate, because if the gorillas get spooked, they will move up the mountain and it's game over for the rest of the day. We have located the mountain gorilla tracks. Okay, here we go. Be very careful in here. They just cut these very sharp. Don't need an impalement today. The underbrush of this forest, it's almost impossible to navigate. See the trackers up there are trying to cut a path for us. The gorillas can move a whole lot faster through this than we can. We only have so much time before we have to call it. So fingers crossed that we actually get to see a gorilla. Okay, we just heard a gorilla right around this bend here. This is it. This is the moment we've traveled so incredibly far for. Not only to the Congo and up this mountainside, but 7 years of adventures have led me to this. My heart is beating out of my chest. Are we safe? Oh my gosh. Okay, that was insane. The two silverbacks and his family were fighting for dominance, and you can see where there's actually battle damage. The subdominant silverback is bleeding from the face. That was definitely not what I expected for our first gorilla encounter. Despite the fact I've been told gorillas can be aggressively territorial. It's a baby gorilla. And will viciously protect their families if provoked. Silverback gorilla. We're gonna get closer. Look at the size of the bite on his neck. The only thing that's going to give a silverback that big, a gash like that, is a fight with the dominant male. And staring at that wound, I have to ask myself, do I really want to meet the animal that did that? Despite my fear ringing the alarm bell to turn back, we press on and find ourselves in the middle of something I've never seen documented.
bit of a gorilla feeding frenzy. They found a banana tree and they're literally ripping off the inside of the plant and eating it from beneath.
Making it this far into the family unit has me wondering, is the dominant silverback still in the distance? Or could he be watching us from just behind the brush?
He's bugging, Mark.
Is this still the dominant now?
The dominant male here in the family.
He's okay with us being here?
Yeah, they're okay.
He's the father of the largest family of gorillas here in Virunga National Park. 44 gorillas in his family.
This is the biggest gorilla in the Congo.
Must weigh over 400 pounds. He's a handsome silverback and he knows it.
Yeah.
Look at those teeth. Did you see those teeth?
Witnessing gorillas for the first time was life-changing. We were finally seeing what we had traveled so far to film, and I was over the moon with excitement. In all of my wildlife encounters, nothing has ever compared to the gravity of this adventure, and this moment brought all of those feelings to a focal point. The baby gorillas made me particularly emotional because I could see so much of us in them. Their curiosity was clear, and mannerisms were more than familiar. It was truly like watching a small child play with their brothers and sisters. It is unbelievable how lucky we were to film some of the footage that we got today. Honestly, this is some of the rarest footage we could have hoped for in the DRC. Not only did we get to film a banana tree feast, something that I've never seen documented before, but we also got to meet Bitten, the largest silverback gorilla in all of the Congo. Man, what a day.
So we're walking back down the mountain. We had to hike really far, went about 5 miles to see the mountain gorillas today. It was incredible. And we're just now cutting through a little village on our way back to our base camp. Look at that. That's dinner tonight for some of the locals. And as you can see here, this is a pretty traditional home. It's a mud walled house. Bonjour. Bonjour. Hi. Hi. And the locals are so friendly. I gotta say, we've been cutting through these agricultural areas on our way back to base camp, and they've been nothing but nice and joyous to see us, especially the children. A couple of them have been practicing their English. You could tell they only know a few words, but I've had a couple, hi, how are you? And when I reply to them in English, it really makes their days. Bonjour.
With our mountain gorilla footage in hand, all that was left to do was head back to camp and pack up our gear, and then make one last drive down the RN2 to begin the long journey home.
Here we are, dusty and headed home. We just wrapped on production, and we're now headed to Kivu Lodge to break down the gear, pack up our cases, and start our long adventure home. This trip has been absolutely incredible. It's been an experience that I will never forget, and truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to tell the story of a place and a people that are remarkable beyond words. This one means a lot. Thank you all for watching. Now the long journey home begins. All right, guys, in this video, I am on the hunt for the world's largest ant, an insect that's nearly twice as big as a bullet ant. And if I find one, my goal today is to figure out if it's twice as painful. Let's get searching. Looking for these giant ants is just gonna be a process of covering ground here at this coastal rainforest in Borneo. This area of the world is one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. There are all kinds of species that live out here, like tens of thousands of species of insects. There are countless species of frogs and lizards, a lot of snakes, and of course, even in the canopy, you could see something like an orangutan out here. This is seriously one of the coolest environments in the world to explore if you're into wildlife. But right now, all I'm into is giant ants. Let's keep our eyes to the ground so we can find one. Seems like good habitat for a big ant. Oh, here we go. Big carnivorous pitcher plants. These plants eat insects and small animals. And what they do is they actually emit a scent that will draw in the insects or some kind of creature looking for a tasty meal. This little door, like a drawbridge, will slam shut, and then that plant will seal, secrete enzymes, and digest the insect or the victim. Super cool. Great find out here looking for giant ants. So let's keep looking. I think it's starting to rain here. Rain on the canopy, but the canopy's so thick you can't feel a drop, especially when you're sweating this much. My gosh. And these ants are big, guys. Like, you will notice them. I would guess if you just stood silent in the forest, you could probably hear them walking. They're so big. Here's another trail. Way more clear. I like this trail. You guys want to take this one? Further into the forest for the giant forest ant. Oh, guys, I got an ant. Keep my eyes on it. Got it. Oh, buddy. That's our first giant forest ant. But here's the thing. This is a worker ant. This ant is less than half the size of the soldier that we're trying to find. Okay, let's keep looking. Watch the pitcher plants, guys. There's lots on the trail here. Try not to step on them. Oh, I got one right there. Big ant, huge ant. It is enormous. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that ant. Are you kidding me? Wow. Whoa, it just jumped at me. All right, gotta get in the jar. Okay, come on. Yes! Oh, we got one. Yes! Look at the size of that giant forest ant. Are you kidding me? Oh. That is a whopper. That is the biggest ant I have ever seen. Easily chunkier and more sizable than a bullet ant. Wow. All right, let's get somewhere in the clearing and set up the bite table. Got one. All right, guys. Sting table is set. Or by the looks of those jaws, this is a bite table. We have our two giant forest ants right here in each container. And the reason I wanted to bring up the smaller worker ant is just so we could see the size difference of these two really large insects. The soldier, easily 3 times as big, maybe 4 times. That's why we're gonna put this worker ant aside and get the cameras in close so we can take a macro look at this huge soldier. Okay, here we go. Based on everything I've been able to dig up and research, by weight, the giant forest ant of East Asia is the largest ant on Earth. You typically don't think of ants being this large. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna see if this ant indeed has a stinger, to see if this is a bite and sting test or just a bite test. I can tell you right now, just by looking at those jaws, this is definitely going to be a bite test. But let's get it out of the capsule and examine it for a stinger. Look at that, you see the abdomen swing?
Oh yeah.
Can't see a stinger, but there's really only one way to find out. Almost twice the size of a bullet ant. Let's see if it packs the same punch with its stinger. 1, 2, 3. Giving it every chance. Nope. Not And just for clarity, guys, I already knew it wasn't gonna sting because these ants have another very unique defense mechanism. Instead of inflicting a sting on any attacker, what they actually do is secrete formic acid. When they bite, they inflict so much damage, they're able to create an open wound, and then they can paint that formic acid in the wound, and it's supposed to burn like crazy. So that is what we're gonna be testing out today on this bite sting test. A sting that's delivered by creating an open wound and then throwing acid into it. Whoa, this is gonna be one for the books. It's time. It's time to enter the bite zone and the acid zone with East Asia's giant forest ant. Here we go. All right, guys, take a look at the jaws of this ant. Seeing those jaws is sending shivers up my spine, guys. This is going to really hurt. And the thing I'm most worried about is not only how bad the bite's going to be, but how long the jaws of this ant are going to be latched onto my finger. A lot of the locals out here will call these giant forest ants suture ants because once they bite, they clamp down and do not let go. The folklore is they used to use these to close wounds. So instead of stitches or staples, they would just use the head of these massive ants. All right, guys, so like always, we're gonna rate this ant on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. I think the bite of this ant is going to be immediately painful. There may be some blood involved. This is gonna be brutal. You guys ready?
We're ready, Mark.
I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the bite zone and get sprayed with acid by the world's largest ant. Right there, my finger, guys, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Just bit me twice. That wasn't a good bite. I gotta put it back. Hang on, I gotta get it back on. Did not lock down. Hang on. Not the bite. All right, here we go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's getting me now. Let go again. Wow. It definitely has the power to bite hard. All right, I gave that ant multiple chances to bite me. It does not want to bite. It gave me a warning bite on the top, another little bite. I don't know if you can see that right there on my finger. Tiny slices. The jaws are razor sharp, but it's not locking down. I'm really shocked. I'm really surprised. Like looking at this ant, I thought it was going to just savage my finger like the leafcutter ants that I've experienced in Costa Rica. But let me see if I can paint a little acid. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definitely something there. Whoa. I can definitely smell it too. It's kind of like a vinegar smell, different, but that's the closest thing I can relate it to. And it burns, definitely has a burning effect. I could even see some redness. Yeah, you can see the discoloration. You getting that on camera?
Oh yeah.
It's turning like a yellow, almost like instantly turning the blood like a black-brown color. Weird, that's crazy. I expected a lot more from the world's largest ant. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A little bit of a letdown, but for good measure, let's rate the giant forest ant on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it.
For intimidation, I can't imagine a more intimidating ant. It's literally the biggest ant based on weight in the entire world. And those steak knife mandibles, along with its bulldog reputation of never letting go during a bite,
I have to award this giant forest ant a 9.2 out of 10. For pain, its jaws were sharp and easily sliced through my skin, similar to the leafcutter ants of Central America. However, this ant wasn't interested in locking down and released its bite only after a few moments. So while it was painful at first, it does not compare to those leafcutter ants. And the acid that went in the wound, let's just say the sting from that was painful, but not enough to add too much to the score. So all in all, it gets a 5.3 out of 10. The aftermath was surprising. The acid itself didn't cause any adverse inflammation or swelling, and the wounds from the bite quickly resolved and healed by the end of the day. So the real surprise here is that the world's largest ant by weight couldn't deliver much damage given every opportunity to do so. And for that, it gets a surprisingly low aftermath score of a 2.3 out of 10. And if you combine all of those scores together, the giant forest ant officially ranks at a 5.6 on the Brave Wilderness PSI.
Tonight, we are on the hunt for something truly bizarre, as I hope to encounter the aliens of the reef. Incredibly, humans have only explored around 5% of the world's oceans. And with so many places left to look and marine life yet to be encountered, every single dive presents the opportunity to see something new and truly out of this world. And at night, the odds of witnessing otherworldly cephalopods goes up at least tenfold. So with that in mind, the crew and I are setting up our gear and bringing our dive lights with us on a mission to find the most alien-like creatures on our planet. My eyes struggled to scan the empty space around me for a glimpse of anything. But just like that, we have our first visitor. Drawn in by my camera lights, I find these Caribbean reef squids stunning and very interesting to observe. Oddly enough, it actually might be as equally interested in me. They can be quite the characters and are extremely intelligent. It's mesmerizing how its bright coloration and translucent skin glimmer as it flutters its fins against the dark, inky water. Isn't it incredible how it can remain in perfect position with so little effort? Closely related to octopus and cuttlefish, these torpedo-shaped cephalopods have 10 appendages set in front of 2 very large, complex eyes. And while Caribbean reef squid are normally social creatures, seeing one all alone isn't that uncommon. Wow, they really are something. What an interesting creature to kick off tonight's dive. I learned long ago that a strong sense of curiosity can be the best defense against any fear. Curiosity, like our dive lights, can illuminate our minds to focus on what we can see instead of imagining what figments may exist beyond the shadows. And in this world, almost anything my light touches brings my curiosity to a boil. The weightlessness of diving, combined with this foreign landscape, feels like nothing less than a space odyssey. So in the spirit of worlds beyond our imagination, tonight we are on the hunt for something truly bizarre. The walls of the reef are really impressive, covered in brightly colored sponges that tower up at steep angles, giving way to flatter coral beds. Wait, what was that? I heard a crunch, like some sort of popping sound. Whoa, that's what I heard. That grunt just smashed that smaller Oh, and look at that. There's an octopus. Did you see it before it changed color? That's a Caribbean reef octopus, and a big one too. Now they can be extremely difficult to find, but once spotted will flicker with color. And these color displays are remarkable. It's both attempting to blend in with the reef to camouflage itself, and just when I get close enough, does that. That is a defensive display. It's incredible how adaptive these creatures are. Not only able to change color, but also able to change their shape and skin texture completely. Seeing these behaviors is very rare. This is actually the first time I've ever witnessed it. Now let's talk about danger. all octopus are venomous, including this one, and use their beaks to inject their prey with a toxic saliva that paralyzes them while they're consumed. However, unlike their smaller cousin, the blue ring octopus, this species does not have a lethal bite when it comes to humans. But besides their venomous ways and bizarre appearance, these animals are indeed strange. Having 3 hearts, 360-degree vision, and possessing inexplicable intelligence has some scientists suggesting that these creatures are indeed aliens from another world. In fact, there are few fossil records to suggest otherwise, but we'll save that debate for another video. Okay, well, our computers are telling us it's time to return back to the surface, but what an epic way to end our adventure.
We've been given special permission to search this mountain road here in Borneo for one of the rarest and most undocumented snakes on the planet. The Malcolm's pit viper is not only mysterious, but no one's ever filmed a fully grown adult, and no one really knows the full effects of its toxic venom. If we find this colorful viper, this will be one of the very first times it's ever been filmed in 4K. Let's go. People come out here for years and not find one of these snakes. This is a super, super rare species. Even if you don't like snakes, I will bet you that when you see this one, we'll make a snake lover out of you. What was that? Is it? Got it. That is not a Malcolm's pit viper. Got it. We have a Saba pit viper here. She's a little feistier than I originally thought. Oh, she's not happy. We woke her up. Let's back up. Let's give her some more space, guys. We've got to give her a clear area. She's warranted to be a little cranky with us. Clearly, we took the snake out of its tree, out of its perch. This is an absolutely gorgeous pit viper. And look at it giving us that nice tail whip right there. Most vipers got heat sensing pits. She's looking right at me. She knows that I'm the threat. So I'm gonna just turn this way. Oh, beautiful pose. Look at that S-curve. Perfect strike position. Look at how stunning her coloration is. Bright green. Those red eyes are specific to the Saba vipers that you will find here on Kinabalu. And this is what Kinabalu is known for. It's beautiful species of tropical snakes. Some of the most colorful snakes in the world can only be found here on this mountain. Okay, and she's off. And so are we. Let's keep searching, guys. Finding an adult Malcolm's pit viper won't be easy. They're more dangerous, more rare, and much larger than the Saba pit viper. This is the first snake that we have seen out here in Kinabalu. We have been looking for snakes all night. We're pulling out all the stops. We've got some of the best experts out searching with us tonight. We need as many eyes looking into this forest as possible. These are super elusive and camouflage snakes, one that people travel from all over the world to find. Hey Lockie, have you ever seen a Malcolm's pit viper before?
Never.
With the help of Lockie Gilding, our regional reptile expert, we will hopefully track down this mythical snake and avoid its mysterious venom, which we know is super toxic. Got a tiny little gecko here. Ow, ow, he bit me. Calm down, buddy. This is a curved-toed gecko. They're called a curved-toed gecko because look at the claws there. The feet are almost like hooks. Beautiful banded tail, beautiful cryptic patterning on the back. It's almost like a leopard. See that? Cool bands along the face. Take a peep at that eye. Geckos have the coolest eyes. Fun fact about geckos, they do not have eyelids, so they actually have to lick their eyeballs to keep them moist. We were to stay here long enough with this gecko, and he was gonna stop biting me. Look, he's biting me there. Come on, dude. Ah, am I being so mean? I know I disturb you, but dang, this guy's just laying into me. Got a good, okay. Well, that's one way to make friends, huh? That's how we do it? You kidding me?
He's a grumpy gecko.
Seriously, look at this. It's just biting the living daylights out of my finger. Well, this is a good way to see a gecko. It's not really how I wanted this to go, you know? Sometimes you take the opportunities that present themselves. I'm gonna put this gecko back where we found it. See you later, grumpy. With all these reptiles out on the prowl, I like our odds at finding one of these Malcolm pit vipers.
They are one of the hardest snakes to find in all of Asia, being only found here on this mountain range, and they like it when it's wet. You've got to time it to perfection, where you have the perfect temperature, humidity. If the moon's too bright, the snakes don't get active. You need to nail it all in order to even have a chance at finding these guys.
Oh my God. It's like a bat. Oh, it's on me. I got it. That's a cicada. All the things screeching and screaming out here in the rainforest. This is what's doing it. They vibrate this back plate. That's what makes it go. Look at those wings. totally translucent. You wanna see it fly away? Whoa. Oh! Ace, it's on you! Clearly the wildlife is out and about tonight, and the weather conditions are really looking good. I'm feeling lucky about finding the rare Malcolm's pit viper. When you're out searching the forest at night, one of the things that we're looking for is eye shine. Well, what do we got, Mark? This is a horned frog. Gently pick him up. Be cool, they'll be cool. So this is a Kobayashi horned frog. Now I've noticed a lot of the frogs here in Kinabalu, they don't have a flight response. You can kind of just casually go up and pick them up with your hand. Frogs I'm used to catching, you have to like grab them because they're gonna jump away. These frogs you can just casually pick up, which is kind of nice. Get a chance to appreciate horned frogs like this one. There we go. Now you can really see them standing proud and tall. See those two horns right above the eye? That's why it's called a horned frog. It's puffing up right now as a defense display to make itself bigger. I actually think makes it look pretty cool. This one is looking like the leaf litter here. See that leaf? And there's many horned frogs all around the world, but this Kobayashi horned frog is endemic to Kinabalu. This one can only be found here at this park. So this is truly a rare sight in a creature I have never seen before. So it's always cool to find a new species. Kind of got a grumpy face, I won't lie. Not a very happy looking frog. Let's keep searching. Oh, whoa. Guys, look at that. This gecko munching on a cicada. Looks like a cicada that just molted because its wings aren't really there. So yeah, this cicada probably was just like coming up out of its shell, probably perched there drying out its wings. This gecko pounced it. That's a big meal for a gecko that size, but that's the same gecko species that just munched on my finger. You know, even though it wasn't able to break skin, they can chomp. We're not gonna disturb it. We're gonna let that gecko have its midnight snack. Lizards will hunt. And they aren't the only ones. It's mealtime out here. This is the moment where we really might stand to find the creature we're after. You never go into snake territory without a snake hook, and it really helps when you have experts on your team to help you find stuff. After searching for hours on end, nearly 2 whole nights of non-stop scouring, everything was about to change. What do we got, Mark? Snake. Snake right there, guys. It's a Malcolm's. That's the one.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Good spot, man. Time to reach now.
That's it, guys. Oh my goodness. We got one. This is a really good snake. Let me get the snake hook all the way out. Oh man. Now I gotta be careful because it may just slink down. Here, buddy. See if I can get it to start crawling this way. All right, watch out, guys. Put it down. Perfect. Hi, buddy. Oh my goodness. That is it, guys. I cannot believe we got one. There it is. This is the snake that we were after. It is a pit viper, guys. It's a heat sensing snake, so it's gonna be looking at me a lot, but I'm gonna try to get it to face the cameras because it came all this way. I want you guys to see the snake. We do not want to get bit by this snake. There can be no complacency with an unknown outcome like this. We have no idea what would happen if anyone were to be bit by this snake. We have not been able to find any record of a bite, so the effects of the venom are completely unknown to us. All we do know is that it would be a very serious bite and we'd be going straight to the hospital. And even with that, it could be a very dicey situation in terms of what would inevitably happen to you. Well, see that? You'd be really at the mercy of the medical professionals here in Borneo to potentially save your life. Could be a deadly snake bite with this one. We're not gonna push our luck with this. Oh, see? What a gorgeous, gorgeous tropical pit viper. This isn't a boreal species, that's why it was. Oh, hang on. Don't worry. He's just being a little active. Here we go. All right, that's good. This is a snake we hiked all the way up here for. This is why we traveled over 40 hours by airplane to this country. When it comes to snakes and the history of Brave Wilderness and filming our videos, this is the rarest snake that I have ever found by a landslide. And we're gonna try to capture some of the highest quality footage ever filmed of this species. What you're looking at right there, guys, is definitely a first. The scale pattern of this species. I mean, the face has these really pronounced scales They almost look holographic. The coloration just jumps right off the skin, and it goes from a dark green to a lime green, and then the black between the scales. I think the head of the snake is almost unparalleled in how cool it looks. And look at those black eyes. Super intimidating tiger stripes. It looks like someone illustrated this snake, guys. I can't believe what I'm looking at. Andrew, have you ever seen a snake like this in your life?
I haven't. It is stunning. It has a captivating quality.
It really does, and it's almost, I mean, it's mesmerizing. Oh, striking at me. Striking at me. Don't worry, buddy. And then of course you've got the red tip on the tail that it uses as a warning flag. If this snake becomes threatened, it's going to wiggle this red tail, warning, I'm toxic. You're gonna take a bite if you get any closer. See, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. The fangs are coming out. What we're looking at here is likely an adult male. The females of this pit viper can grow 5 to 6 feet in length. I would say that this male, approaching 2.5 feet. If there's a cooler snake out there to find, I wanna know. I'm curious, everyone watching, tell me in the comments, because I wanna go find that snake too. But in terms of all of my wildlife adventures, I have never seen any snake this beautiful. Certainly not this rare. We were going for hours at a time without seeing a thing, let alone a snake. I cannot believe this snake actually exists, and I certainly am in shock that it's right here in front of us, that we actually found it. It is the coolest snake too. It's stunning. The coloration, unbeatable. The crown jewel of reptiles here at Mount Kinabalu in Borneo. Bam, we got it. I'm Mark Benz. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, guys, we're gonna set this snake up for some photographs. Who knows if we'll ever see one again. Now, the sting from this venomous worm is horrible. We're talking searing pain, massive swelling, and even long-term skin damage. So for me, this is gonna be a really bad day. But before I can go through this test, I first have to catch one. And the only way to do that is to get out in the water. We're diving today just off a public beach near Miami, Florida. And if you can believe it, the waters just off these beaches are swarming with fireworms. Fireworms can grow up to 1 foot in length and are covered in thousands of venom-laced bristles, which has earned them the reputation of being one of the worst stings in the entire ocean. And unfortunately for me, I'm going to experience this firsthand. That is, if I'm able to find one. I'm seeing something in the rocks just ahead. Oh, check that out. Our first spot of the day. That is a moray eel. Moray eels are incredibly territorial and can be aggressive toward divers. So if I want to keep all my fingers, I better also keep my distance. Now, these reefs are a promising environment, but still no fireworm. There is a ton of light down here, however, so I have a feeling it's just a matter of time. I think we need to dive deeper. All right, yes, this is looking perfect. What we're looking at here in front of us is a muck bottom environment, which the fireworms love. And you see that orange sponge? That's a fantastic sign. I've seen fireworms covering these sponges many dives before. Okay, I'm seeing something wormy just up ahead. Oh yeah, there it is. The first fireworm of the day, and a decent sized one too. Whoa, did you see that? The fireworm is flaring out its spines in self-defense, which is gonna make them even more tricky to catch. Even with these gloves on, this is a very dangerous operation that should never be attempted. Please never do this. Taking a sting from a fireworm underwater could easily put you in a life-threatening situation. We have a bit more time left in our tank. Let's see if we can find a few more. Wow, almost immediately we've got another one. Once you find the fireworms, they are nearly everywhere you look. Let's see just how many we can get. Now, for anyone wondering, rest assured we will be returning all of these fireworms right back where I found them at the end of this video. Wow, that one is an absolute monster. I'm not even sure it's going to fit in this container. Let's try. All right, well, I think we found today's co-star. It's time to take our worms to the surface and for me to face the flame of the fireworm. Since it's important that I return the worms back to the water as quickly as possible, there was no time to waste. So I ditched my scuba gear and got right to setting up for the sting test. The sting table is set. Gonna get out a few things that we're gonna be using for today's experiment with the fireworm. I've got a petri dish we're gonna place them in, some clear Gorilla Tape. You might be asking, Mark, what are you gonna do with that? You'll see in just a few minutes. I've got some white vinegar. Gonna need that for the afterburn. And then of course, this is for me, just a little hydration out here on the beach. I never leave home without my Summit Adventure Fuel. Now I'm gonna keep the rest of the worms covered. We don't need all the worms we found. Of course, we found a lot of worms. There were hundreds of fireworms at this site. The last one that we found, I even had a hard time fitting it inside the jar that I took with me. So I think that's the one we're gonna use for the experiment because I am curious, does size matter when it comes to the sting of a fireworm? I think today we'll find out. Let's get some seawater in our petri dish. Nice, clean, and cold. Now time to get out the fireworm. Whoa. Oh yeah. All right, here's second worm going in. Get some of these spines out of there. Check that out. So as you can see, these worms are absolutely covered in thousands of these very small but very sharp venomous spines. Now these spines are constantly growing. So you'll see there's some of them floating around and it really does look like fiberglass. When you look at it under a microscope, you could see just how sharp the points of the spines really are. So really just even a subtle brush into one of these creatures is gonna land you in a world of pain, right where I'm about to be here in just a few more minutes. But you can also see that red coloration is where they get their name, the fireworm, because they look like they're on fire and they certainly feel like it when they touch your skin. Now, a lot of people do come into contact with these worms, namely scuba divers and snorkelers, but you do need to be careful if you're out here swimming. If you're walking along and you feel rocks below your feet, there's a good chance that could be the home of a fireworm. If you step on one of these, it's gonna light you up. Wow, and there we go. Come in tight, let's see that right there. That, to me, is the most impressive thing about the fireworm, besides what the venom can do, is this amazing flaring defense. They can just splay and spread out all of those spines so they can encase their entire body. All of that middle bit there, it's no different than your average worm. In fact, when I squeeze it with these tweezers, they're super soft, they're squishy. And if they weren't covered in these amazingly painful spikes, they would be easy pickings for anything that lives out there in the ocean. So now you've heard me mention more than a few times that these worms are venomous. So while yes, those spines will jam into your flesh like a cactus, they release a toxin. There's a mucus that these worms are coating those spines in, much like a lionfish or a stonefish. And when that toxin gets into the skin, it's gonna cause instant searing pain. And that pain will continue to cycle through as long as those spines are lodged in my skin. And then after that, I'm gonna inevitably deal with tremendous swelling and probably some scarring. This is one of the stings that it's gonna leave lasting damage. Luckily for me, I get stung a lot in this area for the bite sting index, so it's just gonna be one of many scars. It's time to take a sting from this very bizarre marine creature so I can officially rate it on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. And this is one of the animals that I have been really curious to rate since we invented the Bite Sting Index for Brave Wilderness, where we rate the sting or bite of an animal in 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. And for this worm, the aftermath is what you're definitely going to want to stick around for, because not only will you see just how bad the burn from a fireworm can be, but I'm gonna show you what to do if you are ever stung by one of these venomous creatures. I know how bad this is gonna be. Time to find out. What does the burn of the fireworm do to human flesh? On 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. on. I didn't give me good enough. One more time. Here we go. Puff up. 1, 2, 3. Ah, yeah, that burns. Ah! No! Oh, it's so. Ah! Woo! Oh, do you see all those spines? Oh my gosh! Ah! Ah! Oh, you can already see it's turning red. Oh, I got stung really bad. That's so many spines. Hundreds. I got stung by hundreds. Ah! Oh, it's so bad. Ah! Ah! Okay. Ah! Ah! Oh gosh.
Mark, you okay?
Oh, it's bad, dude. It's really bad. Hold on. Ah! Ah! Oh! Ah! 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 Oh my gosh, it's so much worse than the first time. I've been stung by these before, but never one that big. I have so many spines in my arm right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is gonna be my worst sting ever. This is gonna be my worst sting. Ah! Ah! I gotta let it dry. Because once it dries, I can use this tape to remove the spines. Anything that's like super adhesive. If you don't have duct tape, find something sticky. Just like get that stuff out of there. You need to get those spines out of your skin because right now I can just feel the venom just like lava flowing over top of itself. It's just as bad as a bullet ant. It's just as bad as a bullet ant. It could be worse. Ha! Don't blow on it. Makes it worse. Oh, come on. Dry. Ah, all right, I'm gonna walk it off. Hang on, guys. I'm just gonna walk around for a second. Ah. 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 Okay, it's dry. All right, I've taken all I can take. I gotta get these out. All right, piece of tape like that. Any tape will do, but I got this so you can see just how many spines I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna try to do this in one swoop. Here we go. You wanna cover the entire area. Oh, wow. I didn't get a moment to go again, but look at that. Look at how many spines are in there. Come on. Ow! Ah! Okay, holy mackerel. Look at those welts coming in. You see that? Oh my gosh, and they don't even look that bad compared to how it feels. Instantly better as soon as you remove the spines. It really makes a big difference. The next thing you want to do, white vinegar. It's gonna help neutralize the burns. Oh yeah. Whatever toxin is left on top of my skin, this vinegar is going to neutralize it. Heavy duty tape, white vinegar. If you don't have it with you, get it as fast as you can because the faster you can get those spines out of your skin, the sooner you're gonna be on the road to recovery. But I can tell you the road to recovery for this sting is long. And you can see how much the welts are rising. Tomorrow, this is gonna be nasty. Now comes the hard part, the healing process, the aftermath. And the pain score, gonna be high. Intimidation, I'm gonna have to think about that. Aftermath, I'm gonna have a long time to think about that because the aftermath of this worm is gonna last for weeks. But you don't have to wait weeks. Let's get into it right now and officially rate the Fireworm on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. On intimidation, the Fireworm looks intense. The bright red skin combined with thousands of spines remind me of a venomous snake. Plus, having taken a sting before, I know just how easily those spines can get stuck in your skin. And when you see a big one underwater, they are majorly intimidating. So for that, I give it a 7.8 out of 10. For pain, once those spines dug in and started to dose me with venom, the burn was intense. The feeling was similar to being burned and electrocuted over and over again. And unlike my first sting, I got completely nailed this time with at least 5 times the amount of bristles. Needless to say, it hurt badly, and for that, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. The aftermath of the fireworm is where it scores some serious points. Its burn just kept going and going, day after day and week after week, and the rash would come back with a vengeance, leaving behind these intense itching, pustules, and swelling. Anytime I would get active or start to sweat, the pain would come rushing back, and to this day, there is still some scarring left behind from the burn of this fireworm. So for this, I give the aftermath score a whopping 9.6 out of 10. All combined, the fireworm ranks at a 9 on the Brave Wilderness BSI, which is a major score for a majorly painful creature.
So today we decided to take a trek about 50 miles outside of Delta, Utah. And I gotta say, this is one of the coolest fossil sites in the United States. This place is absolutely chock full with all kinds of Cambrian age fossils, including the world famous Trilobite. We're out here today to not only find one Trilobite, we have the opportunity to find dozens and potentially some of the rarest in the world.
All right, so I don't think we could do this with our bare hands. I think we're gonna need some equipment to do this. 2 hammers is better than 1. So let's go this way, see what we can find. Oh wow, check this out. Cole here at You Dig Fossils is showing me how it's done. I already found a great Trilobite. It's got a little chunk missing out of it, but that's by far the best Trilobite I've ever seen come out of the ground. And he's telling me we're gonna find a lot more of these today. Now this shale at one point was at the bottom of an ocean. That's why the Trilobites are here. So they know what they're doing here at You Dig Fossils. They've found a Trilobite-rich layer in the rock side, and they've excavated it out and made it easier for us to access and split with our hammers. So let's get in here and see what we can do. There we go. Oh!
Dude, that's a good one.
First split! Cole, first split! This is a Trilobite. It's one of the more common species out here, but this is a cheeker because it has both of its head cheeks on. Look at that, first split. And Cole's telling me it's a pretty good size. So when you're looking for fossils, you definitely want to make sure you're searching in the right geological layer because you want to be in the right period. There are many species of Trilobite, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to tell you, yes, you at home, how you can take home one of these fossils that we find today with a little giveaway contest that we're doing. But stick around the end, we'll talk more about that later. We got to keep searching for more fossils. That is a nice one. Whoa, Corey, look at that. So we got an Acephiscus, guys. A little bit more rare? Yeah. A little bit more rare. All right. Trilobites are actually arthropods, and their closest living relative is none other than the horseshoe crab. So if you guys remembered when we found the horseshoe crab up there in Maine, their exoskeletons molt. So sometimes what we're out here finding in the fossils are molts, and those often are distinguished by being fragments like this. A lot of times if it's a molt, the cheeks are off, so therefore cheekless. Yep. This is truly a one-of-a-kind treasure hunt out here in Utah. 500 million years ago represents the very start of the Trilobites. So these are some of the oldest Trilobites on Earth. And this species was the first species to actually develop complex eyes, and actually one of the first to also develop appendages. So they're pretty sophisticated little creatures for their time. And I have to say, pretty impressive that we're actually able to find this many still out here in Utah. I'm having an absolute blast. All right, so check this out. We're just digging down here. This just popped right out. Might be the biggest Trilobite of the day, actually. That's a cheeky Trilobite. That's what we're after right there. Boom. Whew, all right, well, see that up there? That is a snowstorm coming in. It may end up being rain by the time it gets down here, but the temperature is dropping rapidly. We gotta get our haul and get up and get some shelter because it's about to dump. Look at those. That is all of them. Oh my goodness. What we're gonna do next is we're actually going to clean up these fossils to make them a little more presentation quality. Oh. All right, just got back from the polishing wheel, and just look at these right here. Dr. Grant, eat your heart out.
Those are some gems. We dug these up in about 3 hours here at the You Dig Fossils Trilobite Quarry, and the good news is anybody can do this. Yes, if you make it here to this quarry, you pay a small fee, they give you a bucket, they give you a hammer, they point you in the right direction, and then you can unearth one of these prehistoric treasures for yourself. Now, if you can't make it to Utah, I still have some good news for you as well. All of the fossils that we found today, including these, are up for grabs. If you go to my TikTok page at BraveMarkVins, answer a few simple questions, I'm going to pick about 40 winners, put the fossils in little bags like this. I'm gonna DM you and ask for your mailing address, and then just in a few days' time, you get a fossil in the mail. Sound like a good deal? I think so. Well, let's get these trilobites to the car, because it's time to go home. Man, I had an excellent time out here digging up these prehistoric treasures. Thanks you guys so much for joining. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, let's go.